for example, you have here ObedAdam. This one I believe is on purpose because they're wicked. Because, like I said, here they do break it down correct. It's like a servant of Adam, which is the ground. It's not specifically Adam. It's basically servant of the ground, of the earth. And then here the name Adam, which means ground. But in the blue letter, they say it means man. No, it means ground. That's what it means. From the dust of the ground, he formed man. He formed Adam. So okay, so what I mean with the lying is this, for example. So the servant. So it says here that they say that it means the red one. And Obed generally means servant of the Most High, or servant of, or worshipper. Yeah, Obed, yeah, which is Ibad, which just means to serve. This does mean serve, yes. Anyway, if you put, let me see. Okay, going on. They say that the earth here, they say that it means red. A person associated with the color red. Yeah. Anyway, here it says, I typed in clerical errors in the Bible. Clerical errors in the Bible refer to mistakes made during the process of copying, translating, and printing the biblical text. Okay, these errors can be typos, misspellings, incorrect punctuation, and even changes in meaning due to scribal or translation error, and that is the truth. While many of these errors are minor and do not affect the core message of the Bible, some more significant errors have been identified and discussed by scholars. You have typos, scribal errors, translation errors, interpretation errors, minor errors, significant errors, influence on doctrine type of errors, like what Esau's doing, all people can be saved, while they damn well know that it's not the truth. Textual, contextual comparisons, and acknowledge of human imperfection. That one too is predominantly Esau. But I'm going to show you a few examples of clerical errors that they admit that are clerical errors, but don't do nothing about it. Here, for example, this is just a man-made error on purpose. So this is not a clerical error. And by the way, the word clerical, this word, means one that has to do with the clergy. What is a clergy? Basically this is a clergy. Somebody that tends to but these are clergies. Well, they're supposed to be men. This is a clergy. Following after Esau, but still is a clergy. That's the point. Right? So click this away. Okay, clerical error. Okay, check this out. Revelation 14:1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. Okay. Now, if you go to the Greek, it says here, then I looked and saw the Lamb standing on Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, who had his name and his father's name written on their foreheads. So what does it say in the Greek? When you translate that literally to the English, it says this one, New International Version. Then I looked, and there before me was the Lamb, standing on Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, who had his name, Yahawashi, and his father's name, Yahweh, written in their foreheads. And that's even asked here, Proverbs 30:4. Who had ascended up to heaven, or descended? Who had gathered together the wind in his fist? Psalms 104, Yahweh. Who had bound the waters in the garments? The Most High Yahweh. What was it? Proverbs? What was it? Proverbs 8? Or I think it's Proverbs 8, yeah. Who had established all the ends of the earth? The Most High. Think Proverbs 8:2. What is his name? And what is his son's name? If thou canst tell. So what is his name? Yahweh. What is his son's name? Yahawashi. Because Matthew 24:14, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the kingdom of the world for a witness unto all nations. Then shall the end come. That's not what I wanted, actually. It was Acts 4:12. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved. Now, I heard people do, so-called miracles in Jesus' names and stuff like that. It's possible. But eventually the end result is to leave that and come to the true name of Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi. Eventually. I mean, Satan does miracles too. Yeah. But anyway, going on, right? So this is on purpose. This one is done on purpose. Yes, this one is the same thing. But yeah, this one is done on purpose because they know that they show you that it says right. So why don't they adjust that in the King James Version? Because they're heated, add it, or remove it from the scriptures. You're gonna pay for that. You're gonna pay for this because it's not the Chinese that did that. It's not the Japanese. It is not the Vietnamese. It is not the Arab people, Arabian. It is nobody but you, Esau, you Edomites. So, the Most High is going to take away your part from anything and everything in existence. That's what I mean. He's going to take away your part from existing. One of the many reasons why you got to go. This one. For changing the scriptures. Also, this one here, Deuteronomy 20:23-7. Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, for he is thy brother. Thou shalt not abhor an Egyptian, because thou wast a stranger in his land. Okay, this word Edomite, Hebrew 130. But the other Edomite, that's Hebrew 123. Hebrew 123. That's Edom. Hebrew 123. That's Edom, which is Adawam. He says Idumeans, which is Greek. Edomites, which is Hebrew to English. I shall, which is Esau. Anyway, so here it says 123 is Edom, but here it says that it shows that. Where did I put it? Wow. Okay. What? Where did I? You gotta be kidding me. Here, Edomite 130. So I click on 130. It says Adamya. So Adamya. Okay, cool. Then you scroll down. It says Edomite, and then you scroll down because it says here Adamya, and here it says Adawamya. Right? Fully, it's Adawamya. Right? It says right here. So which is patronymic, whatever, patronymic, something like that. Patronymic, which is, father, ancestor, stuff like that. But anyway, going back from Hebrew 120, which I just read, which is Edom. C, Hebrew 7:2-6. So I click on that. It says here an Edomite or descendant from or inhabitants of Edom, Edomite. Okay. Edom, the son of Isaac, Jacob's elder twin brother. Yeah, okay, cool. So Hebrew 7:2-6. So it says here Arawamya. It says here a clerical error for what? 130. Hebrew 130. So, they're saying like, oh, wait a minute. So what is that then? Aramwamya. What is that? Edomite, which is Syrian. Arawamya. So it says here, it's Edomite. It says Syrian. Kibbit, whatever. It's a weird word here. But anyway, comma, Edomite. How can it be two nations? It cannot be two nations. You are of one. You can't be two. And these two have nothing to do with each other. Anyway, going on. Strong definition. A clerical error for 130. An Edomite, as in the margin, Syrian. Why don't you correct it? Why do you want me to figure it out or just find it out? 2 Kings 16:6. An incorrect reading for Arawamyam, which stands in Kwaraya. Anyway, so and then it says, so here you see it has two definitions. The word Syria here has two definitions, like two strongs. It has the Hebrew 130, which says Edom, but it goes to this one, which is the wrong one, because it shows you that it says Syria, and it has it right here too. Let me see. There's another way place that it is written. Where is it again? Hebrew 130. Oh yeah, that's it. Okay, so here, this one is where the correction is, right? The Hebrew 726. Hebrew 7. Oh, sorry, it goes into it. Hebrew 726, and then it says here again, which is Hebrew 758. Hebrew 758, which is Aram, the grandson of Nahor. Okay, check this out. Now, if you go back to over here, which is Hebrew 130, which is the one that shows here in Deuteronomy 23:7, thou shalt not abhor a Syrian. Why? That's what it's supposed to say. I'm going to show you that it's plausible here. Genesis 22 and what? 20. And it came to pass after these things that it was told Abraham, saying, behold, Milcah, she had also borne children unto thy brother Nahor. Okay, Nahor is the brother of Abraham. One of the children of Nahor, actually the last one, is Bethuel. And what is Bethuel? Remember, Nahor is a Hebrew, because his brother is a Hebrew, and they come from the same father. So he is a Hebrew. He is a Hebrew. Therefore, all his 8 children are Hebrews. What did it say? 8? Did it say 8? Yeah, these 8. Okay. Bethuel. Okay, and Bethuel begat Rebekah. Rebekah married Isaac. Isaac is the son of Abraham. Rebekah is the daughter of his brother Nahor. Abraham, his brother Nahor. And then Abraham, his brother Nahor, had another son, which is called Laban. And that Laban is here mentioned in here. Genesis 24 and 15. And it came to pass, before he had done speaking, that behold, Rebekah came out, who was born to Bethuel, the son of Milcah, the wife of Nahor, Abraham's brother, with her pitcher upon her shoulder. Genesis 25 now, which says, Genesis 25 and 20, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife. If I'm correct, Isaac is her uncle. When he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padan Aram. Why is he called a Syrian? Because of that region. He's not a Syrian. Same thing with ObedAdam, the Gittite. I'll get to that. So Bethuel the Syrian of Padan Aram, the sister to Laban the Syrian. So he's called Assyrian, but he's not from the bloodline of Aram. Because this, look, if I say the word Syrian, you get a city, like an empire, you get in your mind. But if Esau put the real word there, the real word, if he put that there, you would get a man in your head. Like for example, if I say the land Canaan, you get a man in your head. Like the land of Canaan, you get Canaanites in your head. But if I say the land of Egypt, what do you get in your head? You're not gonna get a man. You might get people in your head, but you're not gonna get a man. If I say the land of Mizraim, you're gonna get a man in your head. And that man would be a Hamite man, but you're still gonna get a man in your head. Egypt, you think of people or a place. You think of sand. You think of pyramids and stuff like that. Deserts. There's emptiness. But if I say Mizraim, you think of a man. So it says here the name Syria, Assyria, Mesopotamia, Babylon, etc. stem from the Greeks. Anyway, the old, true, and single names of these lands is Aram. You can find that in the book of Numbers 22, verse 5, and Numbers 23 and 7. If I'm correct, let me see here. Numbers 22 and 5. Here the river is talking about Euphrates. Numbers 23 and 7. Here he says he brought me from Aram. So who came from Aram? Balaam. He came from Aram, which is Mesopotamia, which is the land of Shinar. Here, Deuteronomy 23 and 4. And because they hired against thee Balaam, the son of Beor of Pethor of Mesopotamia, to curse thee. So where is Mesopotamia? Mesopotamia is in the land of Aram. It shows you right here. The names Syria, Assyria, Mesopotamia, Babylon stem from the Greeks. The old, true, and single name of these lands, with an S, is Aram. The land of Shinar is in Aram. So, going back to over here. So, Bethuel, the Syrian, the Aramite of Padan Aram. So, when it says, thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, it actually says, thou shalt not abhor an Aramite. But it's not Aram from Genesis 10. Not that one. It's talking about our family that we got children with. Bethuel, his daughter Rebecca, and Bethuel, his son Laban. Those two are basically family. They're brothers. We made children with them, right? So that's that part. And then later on, he had also children called the Machites, which is the ones that was living above us here. Let me see something. Here. What the fuck? Yeah, it didn't want to go down. Anyway, Makkah. Sorry about that. The Makkah. These are the descendants of Nahor. And we also made war with them, by the way. We made wars with them. Both of them. But King David married into this one over here. He married into them. But from time to time we had wars. That's that part. Right? So now going back to over here. Wait. Here? Where's the Elam? Sorry. Here. Okay. This is the clerical error that they refuse to fix. So therefore, the Most High is going to make people, they're gonna figure it out. They're gonna figure it out. Okay, this is he. So I clicked on this word right here, Hebrew 130, which is this word. And where else did they trick you with this word? Well, if you look here, you will see that it's mentioned 12 in 12 verses. So here you see it's Adam. It's talking about a Syrian. Here again, Doeg the Syrian. He was not an Edomite. Here again, Doeg. Here Doeg. Here Doeg. These are all Doeg, right? And then you had here, King Solomon had Syrian wives. Did he have Edomite? I don't know. But this is Syrian. Would it be bad to have Edomite wives? I don't think so. But anyway, that is not what it is. That's the point. Somewhere other, you do have other scriptures where it does say that we made children with Edomites. Let me see. Is that in Ezra? I don't think so. Wait. Ezra 9. If I'm correct, that's Moabites, right? Yeah, Moabites and Ammonites. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's somewhere else. So somewhere else it talks about that we had Edomite wives. But anyway, not here. That's the point. Okay. So now here, Hadad. And you know what the funny thing is? They're going to make a mistake. Devils always do. They always trip, fall, and land on the sword. Now this is second, as you can see here again, Edomites. And here Edomites. It says it right there again. I hear Doeg again. Right? Okay, so all of them. Here they make a mistake. 2 Kings 16 and 6, which I just saw with the other one. Where did I put that one? Here. If you go to the clerical error, you want to know what a clerical error is? This thing. A mistake made in copying or writing out of the. Okay, why don't you fix it? You know that it is a mistake. Why don't you fix it? No. Why would they? Isn't it written that he is the author of confusion, Esau? He's the author of confusion. It was given unto him to deceive the four corners of the earth. I mean, look. Why do you? Because he's stupid with his mistakes. But he makes stupid mistakes. Look, why does he have hair like wool as a judge? Because the judges of the earth have hair like wool. Sheep's hair. That's why he professed himself to look, to be the judge, especially back in the days. In Australia, they still do this until this day. By the way, they still do this in Australia. They have the. Now it doesn't look like wool anymore, but if you look at the ancient pictures, it was wool. Not now, it's so-called curly and straight and all that there. It used to be wool. Whereas there's a wig. Court wigs. This is what it is. Banned, ridiculous, and culturally insensitive. You don't know what this is. If you knew, you would be glad that a remnant of the truth still lingers around unto this day. 7th century Cordwig says, leading black, you're an idiot. That's why you call yourself after a color instead of a race. But just the race are culturally insensitive. Culturally insensitive. British top black, low IQ, well actually it said QC, claims after college with an afro was ordered to wear one or face disciplinary actions. Yeah, I think this is England. England, they kind of force you to do that too, which I understand where he's coming from, but still he came out with this thing into the so-called UK Mail. This is from UK, by the way, Mail Online. And it would have been a great opportunity to break down. They wouldn't publish the story. If you broke it down, they wouldn't publish the story. They wouldn't. But anyway, I understand. But it's still, I don't think he knows. But there's many of them that don't know. But yeah, I understand. But I still, I'll just leave it at that. Right. So Okay, so now going, going to back over here. Clerical error. If you know that that is the case, why don't you fix it? They're not going to do it because the scriptures shows you that it was given unto him to deceive, and he's just doing trickery. Oh yeah, let me finish this up and then I'll go to the other part. Okay, so going back to over here, 2 Kings 16 and 6. At that time, Rezin, king of Syria, Aram, because Syria is Aram. Hebrews 7:5-8. Hebrews 7:5-8, Aram. And that is, the first time it is mentioned, it is one of the sons of Shem. So if you are an Aramite, or if you live in the land where he was, you are called an Aramite. Just like how people from so-called China live in America, they're called Americans. Just like how Job was called an Edomite. He's an Israelite, but he was, not many people call him that, but according to the region, people would call him Aram. It says, well, let me read it. Job 1:1. There was a man in the land of Uz, that's it, whose name was Job. And who is Uz? And the children of Aram, Uz. So he was living in the land of Aram. There is where he was chilling. He was living there, right? So that is the other Aram. That's the place Aram and the descendants of Aram. But Job is not a descendant of Aram. He is an Israelite that was living in that land. And you know who came from that land? And therefore we had relations with them. Genesis 22 and Genesis 24 and 3. And I will make thee swear by Yahweh, the power of heaven and the power of the earth, that thou shalt not take a wife unto my son of the daughters of the Canaanites among whom I dwell. It was Abraham that said this. But thou shalt go unto my country and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son Isaac. You see that? I hope you see that. That shows you that he wanted him to go to his land because he came from there. So what language was Abraham speaking? He was speaking the language of Aram. What they say that Yahawashi was speaking. But it's more like, they call it nowadays Aramaic or something like that. And we could speak it. Isaiah 36:11. Then said Eliakim and Shebna and Joab unto Rabshakeh, speak, I pray thee, unto thy servants in the Aram language, for we understand it, and speak not to us in the Canaanite language. That is basically Jewish language. Is the language of Canaan. Yeah. In the ears of the people that are on the wall. And why do I say that that is the language of Canaan? Because it says it right here. Isaiah 19:18. In that day shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt speak the language of Canaan. This is why I have a problem with Esau doing this. Here. I have a problem with it because he's tricking you. He's tricking. He doesn't explain things because he's a demon, a devil, I would say. He's doing it on purpose. There's a person that does things he can't help himself. That doesn't mean you're right. But some people, look, Yahawashi came for, I'm gonna get that. Wait, let me get this quick. Here, Matthew 9:12. But Yahawashi heard that. He said unto them, he can hear you, he can read your mind. They that be whole need not a physician, but they that are sick. Verse 11, let me see. And when the Pharisees saw it, they said unto his disciples, why eateth your master with publicans and sinners? But Yahawashi heard that. He said unto them, they that be whole need not a physician, but they that are sick. But anyway, the point is that he came to come to the ones that they were sinning, but they didn't want to. but they was warring against the flesh. It was very hard for them to stop, but they was very much trying. He was looking at you. He was like, I like you. It's like this. You have a girl. There's two, for example. Just for example. One, she can dance and she can cook, but she wants to go to the restaurant, 5-star, and she wants to dance in front of people in the club. Or the other one, she doesn't know how to dance that good and she doesn't know how to cook that good, but she tries cooking, burns the toast from time to time, steps on your toe during dancing and stuff like that. In the house, she's not a party animal. Which one would you love more? I would pick the one that can't cook and can't dance. I'll pick that one, 100%. The other one, get the fuck out of here. Well, that's you. You're that because you're a woman unto the Lord, right? Symbolically. So, therefore, Yahawashi would love you. You're trying. The one that does their best. Even though they fumble. They fumble the ball, right? But they pick it back up, Lord willing, of course. So, he don't need you. He wants the ones that are making mistakes and don't want to. Romans chapter 7 explains that to you also. It is sin that dwelleth in me, and not I that want to. Romans 7 and 17. Now then, it is no more that I do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. But you can read the rest for yourself if you have the time. Verse 23. But I see another law in my member, warring against the law of my mind, and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin which is in my members. So you're fighting against it, right? So going back to over here. What did I just click with? Okay, cool. The language of Canaan. Okay, cool. And the other one was the Jews' language. Isaiah 36. Oh no, it was not here. Here, Isaiah 36. Isaiah 36. Isaiah 36 and 11. Here, the Jews' language, which is Yahawadah. It says Yahawadah if I'm correct. Yeah, Yahawadah. So Yahawadah language, Jewish language in the Hebrew, yes. But we speak the language of Canaan. That's what they call it. Oh yeah. That's what the problem here. So what does Esau say? This is Proto-Sinaitic. And then they say this is Phoenician. I understand what they're saying. Because this is the Hebrew that we use, but it's not Phoenician specifically. But it's like how you have French, the people that are colonized in West Africa, they speak French. The people that are colonized by Spaniards of Europe, they speak Portuguese and Spanish in South America. Well, that's the same thing that Canaan did. Because you have to understand, the Moabite stone, which they call Mesha, whatever, Mesha steel, whatever. It is, look, it's the same thing. It's, look, Yahweh. It says it right here. It says Yahweh. But I thought that only Canaanites spoke that language. No. How do you think that we talked to the Philistines? We spoke it. And they spoke it too. Just like how you have English from America, English from England, English from Guyana, English from Jamaica, and Ireland and Scotland. They're all English, but they're all different. Some of them have different meaning and stuff like that within them of the same word. Like a cigarette in England, it's called something else. I'm not gonna say it. You can look it up because I don't want no trouble. I say it offline. I'll say it there. But yeah, I'm making a video. I'm using their platform, so yeah, whatever. Anyway, don't use the Aram language here. Speak not unto thy servants in the Aramya language. It's the same thing. Aramaic language. It's the same thing. The language of Aramaic. But the funny thing is, here, if you look further in Isaiah 36, it shows you that Rabshakeh, he was working for the king of Assyria. And what is Assyria called? Syria, Assyria, Mesopotamia, Babylon, etc. stem from the Greeks. The old, true, and single name of these lands is Aram. So the land of Assyria was also called, the empire of Assyria was also called the land of Aram. That whole region, Mesopotamia, that's called Aram. All of it. But as an individual name, loose from that man, it's called the land of Shinar. Right? Because Aram is a man, it's not a place. Israel is a man, it's not a place. Canaan is a man, it's not a place. Mizraim is a man, it's not a place. It became a place after him. So, if he was to move to another place with his people, then that would be still Mizraim. You know, let's say he lives in China, but he moves to Japan. Well, that's Japan. The Israelites, they're connected to Jerusalem. They're not in Jerusalem, the actual city right now, but they're in America. For example, America is called Sodom and Egypt. Are they Sodom? Are they Egypt? No, they're not. They're modeled after those things, right? Sodom and Mizraim, actually, which are places where Canaanites and Philistines used to, Mizraim and Canaanites used to be, but now it's Esau. Okay, so enough of that. So going back to over here. So you can see that they're tricking, but they made a mistake because they show here that they make a mistake. 2 Kings 16:6. At that time, Rezin, king of Syria, king of Aram, recovered Elath to Aram. And then it says here, Hebrew 130. So why does it have two definitions? Because the one is this one. Adamya. But it says Hebrew 30. And if you look here, then you need to go to Hebrew 7:6. And then they're going to correct you and say, no, it's actually Arawamya. And what is Arawamya? It goes to Syria. And what is Syria? Here, Hebrew 7:5-8 is the same word. It's the same verse. Hebrew 7:5-8. Aram. So what does it say here? It says, at that time, Rezin, king of Aram, recovered Elath to Aram, and drave the Jews from Elath. And the Aramites, the Syrians, here, Hebrew 7:6, Aramite, Arawamya, came to Elath and dwelled there unto this day, Elath. So who was there? The Syrians. They were there. That's what it's talking about. All these verses, it's talking about Syrians. And they did that on purpose. So that is the clerical error. Clerical error that they allow. They keep it, but it screws up the doctrine. It messes with it, I would say, significantly. But to the power of Yahawashi, you're going to figure it out. I mean, if you believe that some puny Edomite, by the way, this Edomite spoke the truth. These are all Edomites that speak the truth. You know, but the wicked are the one. Look, there's a lot of Edomites that don't want these Jeffrey Epstein type of people to be ruling over them. They don't want that. You know, so there's a lot of Edomites that don't want that. You know, so yeah. So these Edomites are speaking the truth concerning this individual topic. You know, they are. But would they speak the truth about us being Israelites? I don't think so. Look, I don't know, but I don't think so. Because you have a few Edomites on YouTube talking about that we are the Israelites. Yes, they do. They are talking about it. But are the elites talking about it? And these are the higher ones in society. And if they do mention it, they'll probably be dead tomorrow if they was alive. Right. Okay, so that's that part concerning the trickery of Esau with these little tricky words and stuff that they're coming up with. Okay, the Moabite stone is the same language as the language of what they say that is the Phoenician language, which is the Canaan. That's why I have a problem with it. To a certain degree, if I say it, it's going to be normal because I'm not going to associate the Canaanites, how the Edomites want to associate the Canaanites. But this is that language. This is the language of Canaan. This one. Which is the language that we used as and call it Paleo Hebrew, right? But the language that our father Abraham used is a different language. And you can catch that here. This is the language that Abraham spoke. Genesis, you can read the chapter for yourself if you have the time. Genesis 31 and 47. And Laban called it Jagar Sahadutha, but Jacob called it Galeed. See? Jacob had another name for it. That means he had another language. Genesis 35:18. And it came to pass, as her soul was departing, for she died, that she called his name Benoni, but his father, Jacob, called him Benjamin. And this was Rachel. She was dying. But his father called him Benjamin. That's two languages over there. She had the language of her land, and he had the language of the people in that land. Jacob had that language because he grew up there. I mean, I speak Dutch. I can speak English too. But do you speak Dutch? You don't live here. How do I speak English? Television. I didn't go to school for it. Babies can learn everything. I wasn't exactly a baby. I just liked it, so I listened, and I watched television without subtitles. So I had to figure it out. It was just gibberish. I don't know. I just knew that I understood it. All of a sudden, I don't know. I just did, and then I liked it, so I talked it often. Watch movies and stuff like that, cartoons, rap. That's why I'm never gonna diss Tupac. I can diss him because I like him. If I talk shit about him, if I like something, I could like, for example, you have people that love basketball or something like that, and they hate it. They're angry at their team. Yeah, they can say it. If you go there and you say the same thing, you might fight because you're hating. I'm not hating. I'm angry. It's a difference. I know the logic is kind of stupid, but you would only understand if you have something that you like, and then you can criticize it, and it's not considered hate. You're just angry. But if you do it, you're in trouble. Knock you in your mouth, on your teeth, on your tooth. But I'm just playing. But that is what people do. They fight, So be like, hey man, don't be dissing my team. You just dissed your team. Yeah, but I love my team. They just disappoint me today. You still can't do it. Doesn't matter what you say. This is what I was looking for. Servant of the ground, servant of the red one. Where was it? What was it? I typed. Obed means servant. Edom means red. Other one. But anyway, it says here red-blooded man. Adam means red-blooded man. You're so full of shit. Adam means ground. Even Amalekite shows you that. And he's a devil. They just want to cater the scriptures toward them. Because I did read somewhere where it says Adawam here. It says here, I but Adawam. It says that this is Edom. No doubt. But the other one is I but Adam. That's servant of the ground. This one is servant of Edom. Yeah. I see it right here. This one, where is it? Where did I put it? Oh, I mean, I didn't put it. I mean, like, where did I saw it. Here. Yeah, this one. Not the one. This one says servant of Edom. This one says it. It says here Adawam. Yeah, that one. But that's not what it says in the Blue Letter Bible. Only if you scroll down, then it says it right. Then it says it right. See, I don't know what the hell they're doing, man. You know, they're playing around and stuff like that. Anyway, I think I'm done with this, and then I'm gonna go further with the rest of the. I think I'm done with all the explanation concerning the Adawam thing. Let me see something. Let me double check. Okay, the Edomite thing here, Hebrew 130. Okay, that one. Syria. Okay, we spoke another language. And, so did Rachel, so did Abraham. The one is an Amalekite website, Aish.com. And this is an Amalekite website, by the way, if you didn't know. Judaism 101, life cycle, whatever. And here they give the breakdown of the word Adam, which is correct. Okay, that part. Yeah, Sharala. Oh yeah, the Gittite thing. Oh yeah, I wasn't even done. So going back to over here. So, 2 Samuel 10. No. 2 Samuel 6 and 10. So David would not remove the ark of Yahweh unto him into the city of David, but carried it aside into the house of ObedAdam. Anyway. The Gittite. Okay. So it says he's a Gittite, right? And oh yeah, here's Gibeon, which is the city of in the city of Benjamin, in the region of Benjamin. Sorry, and this is Gibeon. It's still there. And the Levites were there. Gibeah here also. It's the same thing. City in Benjamin. You had different places called Gibeah too, because in Ephraim and in Judah you had them too. So it might confuse you like it did me with this, even though I know it still catches you, because you had this. Wow, I lost it. You had this Joppa, and then this Gath-rimon, and then this Gazer, and then you have the Joppa here and the Gezer here. Wow. Okay, can't see it right now. Oh, it's the other one. Yeah, here. Sorry. Here's the Joppa. Here's the Gezer. So yeah, but Benjamin is Dan. It's a little bit upward actually, as you can see here. Here, Benjamin. Dan is here. So yeah, Joppa. Did I see it good then? No, Joppa was there. What the fuck am I doing? Did I have it good all the time? The whole time? Joppa. Oh shit! I did have it good. I didn't even notice it then. I thought I had it wrong. Ooh, okay. Okay. Anyway, man. Okay. Okay, cool. I didn't notice that. I thought I had it wrong, and then I tried to correct myself, and then I found out I didn't need correction. But it's good. You know, made a mistake once more. Yeah. Okay, cool cat. So now going back to over here. So now, wait, let me, okay. The Gittite. What does the Gittite mean? Right. So check this out. So Joshua 21 and 20. And the families of the children of Kohath, which Numbers chapter, okay, it says here, Numbers chapter 3 goes into this one, which shows you that they are Levites. The Levites which remained of the children of Kohath. Okay. And Shechem, okay, going to here. Aijalon and her suburbs, Gath Rimmon. Okay, so what is Gath Rimmon? Okay, cool. Joshua 21. And by the way, the Aijalon, something like that, is mentioned here in the land of Dan. Gezer, Aijalon, Gezer, and Joppa, and that one, which is mentioned here, right, in the tribe of Dan. Yeah, so yeah, that's why I said that if you check everything, so with the map, it's accurate, right? Okay, so now going further, it says here, okay, this one here, Hebrew 1667, Hebrew 1667, which is Gath Rimmon. Okay, Gath Rimmon. And I clicked here again. 2 Samuel 6 and 10. ObedAdam, already done with that. Now the Gittite. Hebrew 1663. So I clicked on that. Hebrew 1663, belonging to Gath and inhabitants of Gath. So now I'm going to go back to over here. So the children of Kohath, where were they? They were in the midst of the tribe of Dan. And where was Dan? Dan was here. Dan was where? Here, Joppa. Gezer. Boy, this is confusing. But anyway, because Gezer is here somewhere. I can't believe that I had it wrong. And then I had it right, but I said that I had it wrong. And then, and now I see, like, no, I was actually right. Wow. Okay, cool. Here is somewhere Gezer, and here. So here's Gezer, and here's Joppa, which is all in the land of Dan. And here is Benjamin, because Jericho. So I remember that. I'm very terrible with maps, by the way. I see. Anyway, if you just zoom it in, I'm lost. But anyway, okay, I'm not terrible with maps, but that was an obvious messed up situation right then and there. Normally I have it good. I just messed up. But anyway, I'm not gonna blame it on it's too late, because I'm not that sleepy. Let me go on. Let me see here. Okay. So the point is that they was in the land of Dan. So they here, and then you have Gath here, right? So here it's another Gath, which all belong to them. And so in the red spot is where you had the Levites living, because it tells you right there in Judges 21. So what does that mean? It means that he is a Levite, because it shows you right here, 1 Chronicles 15 and 4. And David assembled the children of Aaron and the Levites. Reading on, jumping on to where you had, wait, this one is, okay. 1 Chronicles chapter 15 verse, let me see. Okay, so verse 16. And David spake to the chief of the Levites to appoint their brethren to be the singers with instruments of music, psalteries, and harps, and cymbals, sounding by lifting up the voice with joy. So the Levites appointed Heman the son of Joel, and his brethren, Asaph, the son of Berechiah, and the sons of Merida, their brethren, Ethan, the son of Cushaiah, and with them their brethren of the second degree. So that was the first. Zechariah, damn. Zechariah, Ben, and Jaiziel, And okay, all these names. Here comes the point. And ObedAdam and Jael, the porters. So this ObedAdam was a porter, right? And then you have the word, the name ObedAdam again. And you have Hananiah, which is spelled with a K in the Hebrew. Anyway, was the chief of the Levites for the song. He instructed about the song. He instructed about the song because he was skillful. Okay, so now here you have, and where is this one? Okay, and Shebaniah and Jehoshaphat and Nathaniel and Amasai and Zechariah and Benaiah and whatever, man. The priest did blow with the trumpets before the ark of the Heavenly Father, and ObedAdam and Jehiah were doorkeepers of the ark. So David, I have a point of reading this. So David and the elders of Israel and the captains of 1,000 went up to bring the ark of the covenant out of the house of ObedAdam with joy. And it came to pass. Okay, so it was in the house of. So this ObedAdam, it's talking about. Where here? It's talking about this one here. Verse 10. So David would not remove the ark of the Heavenly Father unto him into the city of David, but David carried it aside into the house of ObedAdam the Gittite. Yeah, and then you have here Joshua 21, which I just read, and the families of the children of Kohath, the Levi, which remained of the children of Kohath. And then when you jump down to verse 24, so Joshua, where was I again here? Joshua 21 and 24. Hey, what? Wait. Joshua 21, 24. No, it's not this one. It's this one. Wow. Oh, I was in Chronicles. Sorry. Anyway, so sorry. So when this Joshua, sorry. The Kohathites were in Githam, right? So that's what. Okay, don't go back over here. This ObedAdam. Wow. Where's it all? Okay, 25. So David and the elders of Israel and the captains of 1,000 went up to bring the ark of the covenant of the Lord out of the house of ObedAdam with joy. And it came to pass when Yahweh helped the Levites that bear the ark of the covenant of the Heavenly Father upon their shoulders. Numbers chapter 1 verse 51 shows you that they offered 7 bullocks and 7 rams. And David was clothed with a robe of fine linen, and all the Levites that bear the ark, and the singers, and Hananiah, yeah, is spelled with a K in the Hebrew. The master of the song with the singers. David also had upon him an ephod of linen. Okay, that. So now I have a point of reading all this. First Chronicles chapter 26 verse 1. So here you can see that's talking about the ObedAdam that's mentioned in the book of 2 Samuel chapter 6. This is clearly talking about that one, that ObedAdam, right? Here in Chronicles 15. But it also speaks of the sons of Merari. But I'll get to that later. Merari. Okay, so go back. No, not going back. Going further. First Chronicles chapter 26 verse 1. Concerning the divisions of the porters of the Korites. Now, if you look up this word Korites, you might be like, huh, who's that? Well, it's actually the same person. It's Kohath. But they spelled it different here again. Because that's what they do. And I think I put it somewhere here maybe then. Didn't I? Wow. So it must be here somewhere. Here, sorry man. Okay, Korah. So First Chronicles chapter 26 verse 1, concerning the divisions of the porters of the Korhites. So if you click on this word, Hebrews 7:145, Hebrews 7:145, Korhite, one of Korah, that's what it means. Descendant of Korah, the son of Levi. That's Numbers chapter 3. But what more ways do you write that same name? A Korhite, or collectively, or descendant of Korah, or Korahite, or Korathite. Sons of Korhite. So these people, these Edomites, they have butchered the scriptures like to an degree to be like, what the hell are you doing, man? Anyway, here you see it spelled Korhite. Hebrew is the same Hebrew, Strong's definition. Here it's Korathites. Okay, cool. But here it says Korathites, and here it says Korhites. Here it says Korahites, the same Korhite. Korhites, okay, cool. It's the same word as all of this here. Anyway, okay, that one. And then going back to over here. So, it says here, of the Korhites was Meshalemai, the son of Kor, of the sons of Asaph. Okay, so now I'm gonna jump to, okay, one of them was Elam, named Elam. He's not an Elamite, but his family would then therefore be the Elamites, but they're Israelites. Okay, it's just a name. Moreover, the sons of ObedAdam were this one, and this one. Verse 8. All these are the sons of ObedAdam, they and their sons and their brethren, able men for strength for the service, were 62. So 1 score is 20, so 3 score is 60 and 2. 60 and 2 of ObedAdam. So he had like 62 children. Okay, so my point is, this is ObedAdam from from Korah, which is Numbers chapter 3. Numbers chapter 3 and 17. These are the sons of Levi by their names: Gershom and Kohath and Merari. Okay, he comes from this one, Kohath, right? That ObedAdam comes from Kohath. Okay, but if you go further in the scriptures, then you come across this one, First Chronicles 9:14. And of the Levites, Shemai, the son of Hasbur, the son of Asrikam, the son of Hashabiah, of the sons of Merari. Okay, this is the other son of Levi, his descendants now. And Bakar. Okay, I'm not going to read all these names. I'm going to leave it at that. Verse 16. And Obadiah, the son of Shemaiah, the son of Galal, the son of Jeduthun. Like, yeah, you do have, sometimes they have the same names, I understand that, but the son of Jeduthun, and okay, from Asa, that dwelt in the village of Okay, let me see here. 18. Whither hereto waited the king's gate eastward, they were porters in the companies of the children of Levi. Okay, so among the others. Okay, First Chronicles 16 and 38. And ObedAdam with their brethren 68. ObedAdam also, the son of Jeduthun and Hosah, to be porters. Okay, so this forefather, Jeduthun, is a Merarite. Merari, whatever. Merariite. Okay, Merariite. This one. And then his son is ObedAdam, which is a Merariite. And the other one here is a Kohath or a Korahite thing, you know. So these are from Kohath. This ObedAdam is from Kohath, and this ObedAdam is from Merari. And you can catch that here, 1 Chronicles 16 and 38, which is 1 Chronicles 16:38. It says here, this group included ObedAdam, son of Jeduthun, Hosa, and 68 other Levites as gatekeepers. Okay, so right. So there's a difference between this Levite Merari ObedAdam and this Kohath Levite ObedAdam. So there's a difference. It might be confusing, but yeah. If you're shown it, you will see like, oh yeah, you're right. But if you don't show that, this is one of the reasons why a lot of Islam people say that the Bible has been tampered with, because they don't understand. Neither would they take the time to read it. But some of them really do study. But they don't study in order to boost up their faith. They study in order to find an so-called, what they call mistakes. And you see, this is the reason why it's written by man, because man make mistakes and God doesn't, Allah doesn't, and stuff like that. And then ask them, who wrote this book, who wrote the Quran? Yeah, but it was inspired by our God. Yeah, so is the Bible, my man. It's the same thing. It's written by man, inspired by the Heavenly Father. But you don't know that your Quran is actually inspired and written by a bunch of so-called black people. No, that's not true. Okay. Them Arabs really believe in what they believe in, boy. I'll tell you that. And they're women too. They really walk around with their head covered and stuff like that until they die. You will never see their hair unless they fall away from their faith, which most of the time they don't. But yo,